Why Mario Barrios? I mean, why not, right? I mean, he has a WBC title. People always got something to say about me not being a world champion, but somehow making more money than them, you know? I mean, I just got to flex on them one time. But, so I'm here just to, settle that noise a little bit and just really show everybody that when I'm at my, best, that I could really do damage to anybody at 147. So
I want to go into the fight, I want to test his heart. I want to test, how bad, he really wants to be in there. Because you're right, me, Devin, even Rollies, we all have very different styles. But I'm the type of fighter, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna press you. Like I'm gonna whether I get dropped, whether I get hurt, I'm gonna be in there, trying to hurt you. I'm in there with bad intentions. I don't go looking for a knockout, but if it comes, it comes.
As soon as they sat down live, the mood instantly changed. Even before any punches were thrown, tension was clear. Ryan wasn't promoting a fight. He was defending his reputation.
I'm gonna spice it. The only thing I'm worried about him for is Joe don't stop fights. So if he's getting cut, he ain't gonna stop the fight. I'm just telling you, he ain't gonna stop that fight. I know you don't want it, but he ain't coming to save you. I tell you that. Like Joe is one of those guys. So, cause I predict it's gonna be a bloody fight. I'm being dead serious. I think it's gonna be a lot of cuts. I'm just saying. Mark my words. And I think he's gonna need to stop it, but he won't. But hey, you're a warrior. You're an Aztec warrior. So I'm right. So, ooh, it's gonna be good. Oh, cannot wait.
When he asks, why Mario Barrios, and then answers, why not, he has the WBC title. That's not real matchmaking logic. That's pure frustration about his legacy coming out in the moment.
Yeah, and the fact that Joe's training him is hilarious to me, I know all Joe's techniques. He don't teach but putting your hands up. So I'm about to put a beating on these guys bad to the point where I'm probably going to retire both of them. Joe and Mario Barrios. They're probably never going to work a boxing fight after that. And I told him already on the other show I was on, yo, when I knock him out, this is a bet. You can never wear that Canadian tuxedo again. I'm tired of seeing that. It's retired. I got something for him, so... it sucks for Mario. He made a bad move there. Joe made a bad move, and now I'm gonna just put a stamp on both of them back.
He knows the not a world champion label has followed him everywhere, and you can hear the annoyance beneath his confident tone. Then he leans into it, talking about making a serious statement at 147 and handling Barrios in a way no one else has. And listening to that, it feels like a bold claim, especially when he's up against someone who doesn't go down easily.
Ryan, you said you don't know which version of you is going to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I know which one's version is going to show up this fight. At the end of the day, that Rolly camp was just a hard one to get by, I was doing a lot of stupid shit, not treating my body like a temple before that. I mean, obviously I had a year layoff. But it's okay, it's behind us. I'm ready to I position my body to be in top form. I feel in top form, top shape. And that's what he's gonna get, the best version of me.
What's different about this camp?
Man, we just started early, man. We started way out, didn't wait for somebody to give me a date, and made sure that when I came into camp, I was already ready to fire off. And, everything's clicking perfectly now.
What really stood out to me was when Ryan brushed off Joe Goosen training Barrios. He basically said, I know Joe's methods. I've been around that, and even called it a bad decision. That's mental pressure dressed up as relaxed confidence. But there's a flip side to that. If you know the system also knows you, and that kind of knowledge can work against you just as easily as it helps.
At the end of the day, bro, they're all going to get it bad. Like, I'm gonna do them so bad. Joe's a known mole, not to get deep in it, but he's a mole. I talk my he's a traitor. And I got something for him come the press conference for all of them. They're not ready for this type of mental warfare. I've been in the long car rides with Joe. I know everything about Joe. I know and Mario, he's just going to get whooped like no other. That's just what that is.
Then he says his hand is 100% and his mindset is completely different after that dark phase. The tone shifts from confidence to redemption. This isn't just about winning rounds. It's about changing how people see him. And when Ryan says he's ignoring the crowd, the testing talk, and all the noise, it's clear he's fully locked in.
What do you think Joe's telling him about you?
I mean, same thing as everybody says, left hand, make sure that's up, you gotta protect it, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what I would imagine he's saying. And got to take that away. It's probably, you know, other little things like that. You know, they drill a lot of just keeping the hands up all day long. So it's like here, 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 here. But, you know, this freestyle type of boxing, you know, with technique is going to overwhelm this man.
That calm could be before a big performance or a man steadying himself. Either way, the interview felt personal, not promotional. And while Ryan comes in full of fire and confidence, Mario Barrios sounds calm, like someone who already knows a storm is coming.
You know, everything that Ryan has been saying, you know, he's saying, you know, he's focused. You know, his team is saying that he's the sharpest he's ever looked. You know, all this stuff, and all I can really say is, you know, I hope so, man. You know, like I can only hope, you know, I step in there on fight night and I get the best version of Ryan. You know, because that's gonna bring the best version out of me, and then, you know, that's only gonna benefit, you know, the sport of boxing. You know, I'm looking, you know, to have a sensational performance. I want to have a very I want to make a statement, you know, with this fight. You know, I haven't had, you know, the type of victory, you know, defending my title yet, and, you know, that's really, you know, what I'm looking, you know, to get, you know, out of this fight.
Sean asked Mario directly who's more dangerous, a 46-year-old Casio or Ryan. I love how Mario doesn't fall for the trap. He just says, depend which Ryan shows up. That's as honest as a scouting report gets, because even Barrios is preparing for the sharpest version, not the unpredictable one. That's smart veteran thinking. And he casually adds that he actually hopes he faces the sharpest Ryan. That line is quietly competitive. He's not underestimating him. He's welcoming the challenge. The real tension comes when he talks about Ryan's influencer streamer side. That wasn't loud trash talk. It was measured skepticism. Basically, he's saying Ryan is a serious, legitimate boxer.
Like, Ryan is a legitimate fighter, like a legitimate boxer, but he definitely has like that influencer, like streamer, like persona. And like that's really the only thing that I don't fuck with. And it's not that like I don't like him. It's just everything they do, or the way that they move is like they move it in a way that, like, if they know there's always like a camera on them, or there's always like trying to do something for like clicks or likes. So yeah, you know, I did call him a payaso, and it was just because, you know, the whole like his antics. I know that he has his you know, his history with Joe.
He has that camera first vibe, and Mario doesn't connect with that kind of energy. It feels cold to him. When he admits he nicknamed Ryan Paso because of the antics and build-up drama, it's clear it's not hate, just irritation with all the theatrics. What really grabbed my attention was when Barrios said he wants to test Ryan's heart, not his speed, not his power, but his heart. That's mental warfare dressed up as professionalism. He even mentions pushing forward no matter what happens, which shows his plan. Pressure, pressure, and more pressure. While Ryan talks about statements and redemption, Barrios talks about identity and toughness. One man wants to show he's changed. The other wants to prove he's always been this way. That contrast creates some serious, dangerous chemistry.
Yeah, you know, I have a lot of questions, you know, that I'm looking, you know, to ask, you know, on fight night. You know, I want to go into the fight, you know, I want to test his heart. I want to test, you know, how bad, you know, he really wants to be in there, because, you're right, me, Devin, even Rollies, we all have very different styles. But I'm the type of fighter, you know, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna press.
And just as Barrios is talking about testing Ryan's heart and pressing with full intent, Conor Ben jumps into the conversation, already sizing up the winner with a raised eyebrow. When he calls Ryan Garcia a loose cannon, I lean, and that's not disrespect. It's a technical read. Ben doesn't deny Ryan's talent. He says he's gifted, fast, athletic, and entertaining. But he pairs that with unpredictability and hints at unprofessional habits. That contrast speaks volumes. Even without yelling, this is a fighter analyzing behavior, not just highlights. What really stood out is when Ben says Ryan should win on paper, but immediately questions whether he actually will. He references the Raleigh fight and the toll life outside the ring can take. That's nuanced thinking. He's saying that skill and execution are two completely different battles.
I would tune in to watch the Ryan Garcia fight, but when you have them qualities mixed with someone who's, you know, has true Mexican blood, you know, fights with heart, fights with pride, and fights for his country, and fights for something more than clicks and views, you know, it's hard to pick who's going to win. You know, really, you think Ryan should win, and Ryan should win, really. He should.
Then he shifts to Barrios in a very deliberate way, painting him as a man with heart, pride, and something deeper than clicks or views. That's quiet respect hidden in a comparison. Ben isn't hyping Barrios for being flashy. He's showing him as grounded and quietly dangerous. He points out that Barrios has spent years in the welterweight trenches, while Ryan is still carving out his identity there. I love how Ben refuses to pick a clear winner, saying it's tough when explosive entertainment meets old school grit. That is strategic fighter's perspective, not emotional, not fan-driven. It's almost like he's already imagining facing the winner at Wembley, weighing commercial appeal against in-ring reliability. Ben's energy isn't hype, it's calculation. He sees Ryan as chaos with elite tools and Barrios as structure with proven toughness. And when a top contender talks like that, he's not just watching the fight, he's studying what comes after it.
If I'm not going to pull my eggs in one basket and bank on Ryan winning,
Yeah.
or even wait until then.
Yeah.
You know, we could do the Rolly Romero fight in May at the O2 in London, and then the winner of Garcia Barrios, you know, in June, July, for unification. You know, so or we just go to Rolly and then fight the winner.
And the moment that loose cannon talk lingers, the conversation zooms out to focus on structure, coaching behind the chaos. Suddenly, Ryan going back to Henry Garcia doesn't feel sentimental anymore. It looks strategic or risky, depending on how you see it. When Paulie Malignaggi says father-son dynamics can go either way, I nod immediately. With Ryan, it's never just about talent, it's about control. Then Chris Algieri points out Ryan's huge personality. That's not an offhand comment, that's the heart of this camp. The subtext is clear. Can Henry actually keep him grounded, or is he just a familiar comfort? Gets even more interesting when they talk about Ryan having trouble listening, preferring a living room style of training over strict gym discipline. That's not casual critique. That's a polite way of flagging a potential problem.
You have a star, an athlete that can work with most of the trainers that have been around you, great trainers, but you just can't work with them. Then you come back to your dad who hasn't been around training you for a few years already. I think this is just a situation where let's keep it up in the house. Let's do it our way. Let's go see what happens and make as much out of it.
Meanwhile, Robert Garcia points out that keeping it in-house makes sense because Ryan once called the shots at a heavyweight insight, and it lands without a single punch. And that's when Barrios quietly becomes a silent pressure in the room. While analysts debate Ryan's coaching chemistry, nobody doubts Barrios' discipline. One side is emotional recalibration. The other is steady preparation for a world title defense. Robert even admits Ryan still has the speed, power, and skill to knock Barrios out, which is frighteningly true. But he immediately separates that from the father-son coaching dynamic being some magic formula. The takeaway, if Ryan wins, it might be because he's exceptional, not because the system is perfect. That's the tension. Barrios is treated like a problem to solve. Ryan is being rebuilt like a project to stabilize. Different energies, same ring. And the moment the fight is analyzed through psychology, not just skill, you know the volatility just shot up without anyone needing to yell.
The reason he's not with them anymore, because they had to put up rules. They had to say, this is allowed, this is not. We're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And maybe Ryan didn't like it. That's why he's, you know, those are three of the best trainers out there. You know, you can't pick anybody better than that. And you're still not with any of those. That just, you know, tells you that he wants to do his thing on his own. And that's why he's bringing in the dad now. You know, he still has the skills. He still has the power. He still has the speed to connect and knock Barrios out. He could do it, and he's going.
When you step back and take it all in, this fight isn't just a battle of styles, it's a clash of stories that have been building for years and finally meet in the ring. On one side, Ryan Garcia is fighting more than just Mario Barrios. He's fighting perception, his reputation, and the shadow of every critique about his discipline, focus, and consistency. Every quote, every interview, every camp decision is screaming one thing: redemption mode. Meanwhile, Barrios isn't trying to reinvent himself or sell a transformation story. He's leaning fully into who he is, durable, steady, and mentally tough in the ring. That contrast is what makes this matchup truly volatile. Analysts question Ryan's structure. Fighters like Conor Ben question his unpredictability. The coaching debate adds another psychological layer, all before a single punch is thrown. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Raw talent versus control pressure has always been a dangerous equation in boxing. If Ryan is truly locked in, sharp, and emotionally centered as he claims, his speed and explosiveness can flip the fight in seconds. But if Barrios drags him into deep waters, tests his heart like he promised, and forces a disciplined fight instead of flashy one, the story could change just as fast. This isn't only about skill. It's about who can stay stable under pressure when the spotlight is blinding and the moment is heavy. Drop your take in the comments. Let's really break this down.